and welcome to the CNBC-TV18 Mumbai newsroom. I'm Ekta Batra and you're watching Your Stocks this Friday afternoon. Well, it's turning out to be a session which has not changed much in terms of the indices, so it's not been too much of a dramatic session, you'd have to say. We have the Nifty as well as the sensex, which has been consolidating. The mid-caps are off the day's high, but holding up with a gain of around 0.2% at this point in time. We have the bank Nifty, which is underperforming. Remember that yesterday the financials were really powering ahead, and today we are seeing the opposite come through. So down around 0.3% currently for the bank Nifty. What does stand out is that the advanced decline ratio has held positively through the trading session. So currently standing at around over 2,000 stocks advancing, with around 1,600 plus stocks declining on the Bombay Stock Exchange. Well, joining us this afternoon, we have Astha Jain, Research Analyst at Hem Securities, and Vaishali Parekh, Head of Tech Research at Prabhudas Lilladher, to answer all of your questions. Astha as well as Vaishali, welcome to the show. Well, without further ado, let's get to the first question then. We have Soma, who writes to us from Bengaluru, and she holds 400 shares of Power Grid at 139 rupees and 50 shares of Sarigama at around 365. She's a long-term investor, wants to know what to do. What are the future prospects of both of these investments? Well, I'll start with you, Vaishali. On the technicals, what would you recommend for both of them?
Very good afternoon to all of you, and thanks for having me on the show. So, well, all power stocks, including Power Grid, continues with its upward trend. So I would say that right now it's quite well poised, and I would say keep a stop loss of around 235 and hold the stock, because in all likelihood the stock can go towards 260. So I would be having a bullish view on this stock. And talking about Sarigama, so Sarigama has been taking its own time. I mean, it's really not participated in this rally. What we need to see is that the stock needs to move past 390 levels. Currently, it is at a support level, and I've been observing this stock since a very long time. It is just in its sideways move. So even for a near-term perspective, if this stock moves about 390, 395, then I would say it's ready for a target of 425 to 450. So that would be my view for Sarigama.
Okay, all right. Well, that's on Sarigama as well as Power Grid. Well, Astha, hi, welcome to the show. I know you don't look at Sarigama in terms of the fundamentals, but on Power Grid, what would you recommend? And any alternative to Sarigama that you do look at?
Hi, Ekta. Good afternoon. And good afternoon to Vaishali also. So, yes, we don't track Sarigama, so apologies for that. Can't comment on that. But yes, talking about Power Grid. Power Grid is looking strong to us. First of all, we want to give the targets. Target can be set at around rupees 280 at the current level. Talking about this counter, Power Grid, we all know it is a monopoly in the India's interstate transmission system, along with a strong balance sheet. Now, what will be the future driver for this company as a growth is that they are planning a strong capex of around 1.9 trillion, although not recently, but it is a long-term planning. So the capex is looking very strong to us, and initially also they have upgraded the capex target of 100 billion from rupees 88 as of now. So I think that is also a key positive to this company. Along with a strong balance sheet, we are looking forward to see more stronger financial performance going ahead also. So we are positive on this counter with a price target of 280 at the initial level.
Okay, all right. So that's the view coming in on Power Grid as well as Sarigama. Well, let's get to another question now. Nidhi Agarwal writes to us from Mumbai. She holds 20 shares of NTPC, which she's bought at 100 odd rupees. So she's sitting on a good profit. She says she's a short-term investor and asks if she can book her money and, probably off the table, or should she wait to make larger gains? Well, short-term investor, so we don't know what the time horizon is, but she's sitting on a good amount of profit. So Vaishali, what would you recommend? There's been a lot of news flow with regards to the entire power space. We've seen NTPC also move up significantly. But technically, what would you recommend? Maybe even add on at these levels?
So since our view is for short term, I would say, 305, 303 holds as a very crucial support level. So that can be added closer to support levels, because seeing the overall trend, I don't see any exhaustion right now. In fact, the stock is ready for a target of 330 to 340 to start with. So as for the short term perspective, she should keep a range of 303 as support and 340 as a target.
Okay, all right, 340 as a target. Fundamentally, there is so much news flow. We've got the CERC draft norms as well. So in that context, Astha, what would you recommend on NTPC? I know it's a short-term call, but nonetheless, even on a long-term basis.
So on the long-term basis also, we are positive on this counter and recommending buy as well as hold at the current level with the price target of 350 to 380. So now talking about this counter, basically, if we talk about their plans, like now they are diversifying into the green ventures also, like, green hydrogen, etc. So all these initiatives will help the company in posting strong numbers going ahead. In fact, they have I should say 10 gigawatt of, thermal capacity under construction, so which will get commenced by FY26. Again, a strong growth driver for the company, and they have a ambitious target of around 60 gigawatt of a renewable energy capacity by FY32. So long term also looking very strong, because it is presently only 3.3 gigawatt of renewable capacity they are running right now at present, and from that 60 gigawatt till FY32. So a strong long-term prospect, I think, about this company is on. So looking after the short term as well as long term, I think this company is looking very strong to us in the power space, and we are recommending buy as well as hold. Although I kept the initial price target of around 350 to 380, but I think in the longer term we can see more upside in this counter.
Okay, all right. So that's on NTPC. Let's get another query now. We have Parag Joshi, who writes to us from Pune. He holds 30 shares of Interglobe Aviation, which is Indigo. So he is sitting on a good amount of profit there. He's bought it at around 765 odd rupees, and 28 shares of UTI AMC, which he's bought at around 563 odd rupees. So he's sitting on a profit on that one also. He wants to know what to do, whether to book his profits or to remain invested. Well, both of these counters have shown good returns for Parag. So, Astha, what would you recommend on both of them?
So talking about Interglobe Aviation, we are positive on this counter, recommending buy as well as hold, with the price target can be set at around 3150 at the initial level, because this is, having a market leadership position. They are having 54% market share in the domestic aviation market. If we talk about this company, in fact, they have a strong ticket volume, and they have a strong realization also. And plus, what is running good for this company is the lower fuel prices. So all in all, a very strong counter to bet on. 3150 can be kept as the initial price target for this counter, and recommending buy as well as hold for this counter. Now, talking about UTI AMC, first of all, want to give the target. I think we can set the target of around 990 at the initial level. We are expecting strong AUM growth of around 13% over FY25. From FY23 to FY25. So we are expecting this counter to post a decent financial performance going ahead. Recommending hold on this counter with a price target of 990.
Okay, all right. Well, that's the word coming in on both of them. Technically, Vaishali, would you have a call, Indigo as well as UTI AMC?
Well, so talking about Indigo, I think my view is positive. The trend is pretty much intact. But all the same, at this juncture where the market is poised, I would definitely say keep a trailing stop loss, because we have an open projected target of 3,200. So I would be taking Indigo as a positive view. But if the levels of 2,800 levels break, then it would be calling for some weakness. So that view would be negated if 2,800 levels are broken. But till then, it's a hold. Look for a target of 3,200. And the other one you asked me is UTI AMC, right? So UTI AMC, again, it's still in a trend. It is gradually progressing. So my view is positive for the same. In fact, I would talk about the weekly chart now. It's ready for a breakout. Currently, it is at 875. If the stock moves past 885 decisively, and we see it sustaining above that, I think the stock is ready for 1,000 and higher. So stay put in both these stocks.
Okay, all right. So then you're expecting it to probably even possibly surpass its 52-week high, which stands at around 917 odd rupees for UTI AMC. So that's the call coming in. We need to take a short break, but as we slip into a break, the union budget is less than 30 days away. What is your wish list for the finance minister presenting the CNBC TV18 budget ballot box coming to a hotspot near you? We will be placing these ballot boxes at popular public spots like malls, colleges, theatres and others across major cities. We will also be asking the newsmakers who drop into our studios for their budget wish list. So come join us and tell us what is your top budget wish for the finance minister. Drop your wish list at CNBC TV18 budget ballot box near you. We will compile them and present it to the finance minister before she presents the union budget. Welcome back. Well, there seems to be a sudden fall which has taken place in terms of the markets, courtesy the bank Nifty, which is now down around close to 300 odd points. So it's down around 0.6%, shaving off some of the gains that we saw from yesterday. Also, the mid caps have now fallen into the red. So the low point of the mid cap index has been 47,201. We're off over 400 odd points from the day's high. So nonetheless, moving towards the low point of the day, let's see for the mid-cap index, currently down around 91 odd points. And the intraday chart will tell you the sudden dip that we've seen for the broader markets. But remember that we've been sitting on record highs for the mid-caps even in the past 2 to 3 odd trading sessions. So maybe there is some amount of profit booking which is warranted, but a sudden intraday reversal is the trend that we're seeing at this point in time. Let's see whether there's any kind of buying on dips which takes place. But as of now, we have the mid caps which are in the red as we speak. The small cap index is just about managing to hold up in the green. So up around 0.2% currently for the small cap index. The advanced decline ratio currently moving towards the declining side as we speak. Vaishali, before we move ahead, there's this sudden reversal in terms of sentiment which has taken place. And primarily, I think that's also because of the financials, because we have the Bank Nifty, which is down over 300 points now as we speak. What is your call in this sudden reversal and how do you trade it?
So I would say actually market has been sideways, and today I think being Friday, there is some selling pressure coming in, but I won't be worried till 21,500 levels break on immediate basis. So till then, but of course, cautious view is definitely suggested. Keep your trading stop losses, have a disciplined trading strategy. That would be my view. But as long as we hold on to 21,500, 400, that is the crucial support band. I won't be really worried. Let's see if there is any follow-on buying, because for now, I would say the range is very confined to 21,400 as support and 21,800 as resistance. So a breach of either side would give us a clarity for the next trend.
Okay, well, we do definitely have a couple of the Bank Nifty constituents. In fact, all of them except for Axis Bank, which are in the red at this point in time. Bandhan Bank is showing a cut of around 4.6%. We have Bank of Baroda, PNB, State Bank of India, all of these stocks which are currently in the red. Remember, stocks such as Bandhan Bank have seen good amount of gains on a week-to-date basis. And now they're seeing profit booking from these higher levels. So it's important to put that into context. But nonetheless, like Vaishali mentioned, we do have a lot of cues coming up in the next couple of days. We will have that non-farm payrolls data from the US that the street will be reacting to come Monday. And we have earnings which will pick up as well. So that will be important to watch out for. But nonetheless, let's get in another query now. We have Ananthan Anil Kumar, who writes to us from Tamil Nadu, holds 715 shares of Adani Green, which he's bought at around 1,158. He's bought around 700 odd shares. He's asking whether he should book his profits or whether he should stay invested in this particular stock. Well, Vaishali, I'm going to toss this one over to you. What would you recommend?
So, well, I think it's getting into a trend, and all the Adani stocks are getting better. So to say, I mean, I would say, of course, this stock will witness some whipsaw, but the near-term support lies at 1390. So keep this as your support level, and I think it's already on the verge of a breakout above 1700. We would be looking at 2,000 for the next target. So my view is positive for now.
Okay, all right. Any view on a couple of these Adani counters in any case, Astha, even if you don't track Adani Green specifically?
So as we don't track Adani Green, in fact, and other Adani stocks also, so I can't comment on that right now.
Okay, all right. Let's get in another question then. We have Avinash Kumar, who writes to us from Noida. He holds 50 shares of Bharat Dynamics, which he's bought at 1724. He wants to know what to do, whether he should hold or whether he should sell this particular counter. Astha, over to you on this one.
So I recommend hold on this counter with a price target of 1900, 1950 at the current level. Talking about this counter, they have a robust order book of around 200 billion, which is turning to be, book to bill ratio of 9.3x. So strong revenue visibility going ahead. And in fact, we are seeing that the execution is also ramping up, whether we talk about their surface to air missiles or underwater weapons. So I think this is looking a strong counter in the defense space. One should remain invested in this counter. Initial price target can be set at around 1950.
Okay, well, there has been a lot on the defense space, Astha. Any other recommendations within the defense space in terms of specific stocks, say the BEMLs of the world, the Hindustan Aeronautics?
So I'm very much positive on Bharat Electronics as well as Hindustan Aeronautics. And in fact, Mazgaon Dock is also looking strong to us. So all these three counters are looking very strong. In fact, on Mazgaon Dock, we are expecting a very strong numbers from this counter because again, their order book is very strong and we are expecting their top line to grow by 12 to 13% in FY24 as compared to last year, that is FY23. So these three counters, Hindustan Aeronautics, Bharat Electronics, as well as Mazgaon Dock, these three counters are looking good to us in the defense space.
Okay, all right, Astha as well as Vaishali, thanks very much for joining in and taking us through all of those queries that we have lined up. And you have a great weekend as well. That's all the time that we have on the show, but do remember to email us your questions and we will address them with our experts. Stay tuned. Closing bell will take you through the last hour of trade.